Welcome to another Luke Convey Music YouTube video. Today I am unboxing a tenor saxophone, a soprano saxophone, and a piccolo. I unboxed these all a few months ago on different days, so the video will be a little bit jumbled, but at the end I'll go over how every instrument has been treating me for the past couple months. We got the tenor. This is an Olds, and my thinking with the Olds was, it's a name brand. It was listed at 700 and I sent in 500 just to see, and he took it. So mainly I want modern ergonomics with this because I have an old Bundy right now that just feels like crap. So I'm hoping this and the high F sharp key is gonna be really nice. So I'm hoping this can be kind of a workhorse. Doesn't have to play amazing, but it just has to play. Oh yeah. First of all, a really cool case. Look at that. Very nice. Wow. I mean, let's feel the key action here a little. Oh, yeah. And the high F sharp key. Whew. Wow, this key action's pretty dialed, actually. It's really easy. It's short key travel distances for all of these. Like, they're not opening very far, but I'm getting the vibe that everything works well. Oh, it came with a neck strap, an Olds neck strap. And some cord grease that I just flew across the room. Oh, let's try the Olds neck strap. This is actually very nice. Wow, man, this key action is dialed. I'm not noticing anything. Yeah, I mean, this thing is sealing great. All the pads are like in a fantastic condition, and the key action is really snappy. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, this purchase was a practical one. I was very tempted to buy an Eastern Music tenor saxophone because you can custom order like designs and colors and certain specifications. But for one, I've heard, the reliability of those is questionable. And it's not like this is, it's not like Olds isn't like known as a reliable brand or something. Olds is like a mid brand, it's just imported Taiwanese. But I figured if I'm gonna get something imported, I might as well get something because it's practically gonna be the best choice and not because it looks cool. And this doesn't look cool, I'm not a big fan of the yellow brass or this, the yellow and the silver keys. It's a beginner instrument look, but this thing plays great, and it's said in the listing it was set up by a repair tech, and clearly if it hasn't been, then it's just in good condition anyway, because it's playing great, and that's what I'm happy about. It's definitely been played. It's not perfectly clean. There's like spit marks and stuff, but it plays great, which is what I'm happy about, and it's in good condition, and it has the ergonomic things I wanted, and the modern table keys. It doesn't have those. It doesn't have the Bundy table keys. Here, let me show you. I mean, look at this. Is the old Bundy I had. Literally, bell keys on the other side. This is the table. It's like unbearable to play. And the octave key is like old design. No high F sharp key. That thing was a pain to play. And this is comfortable to play. This is E-Star ABS black plastic piccolo unboxing and play testing. So the story is, like a month ago, I needed a piccolo because the gigs were having me play it. So I got this like cheap Armstrong used piccolo, and I figured, if it's a brand name, that might be better than buying just like a cheap Amazon one. But it has some bad leaks, and I took it to a repair person to get a quote, and the quote was like more than the cost of the piccolo. Like, I mean, those notes don't even come out. And I had my piccolo friend who can actually play piccolo, play test it, and she couldn't play it either. So that's why we're here. This was like 130 bucks. So we're gonna need to open this box. So I have a little knife. so nice with a new instrument. Like the case is nice, and there's gonna be like gloves in there probably. Like You don't get that with a used instrument, so at least that's nice. Even, you know, maybe it will turn out that the instrument itself is not very good, but at least we get some cool stuff with it. We have goodies. Okay, wow, so there's like a whole cleaning setup here. There's white gloves. You got a plastic cleaning rod and some shoulder straps. It's time for the moment of truth. Look at that bad boy. Silica, do not eat. Pristine Chinese manufacturing. Mine doesn't even have, oh, the mechanism's already, oh boy, this is looking good at the moment. Smells like a Chinese factory. All the keys appear to be functioning. Trill keys are good. G sharp is good. Let's assemble. Okay, a little grease on this cork. I hope you're supposed to do that for piccolos. Okay, my initial thoughts are, it's a little out of tune. It's definitely better than the used one. I can get all the notes out on it. I'm gonna see if I'll probably play it for a couple days, see if getting used to it helps out and I can kind of get every note to speak clearly. So far it's seeming okay. There's a lick I wanna try and play. That's from a Saxologic video. We went into a saxophone warehouse and found this. That's Kevin King on Piccolo right there. Multi-instrumentalist master. I can do it on flute. Then I added a little extra part. Let me see if I can get it on pick. Yeah, I'm gonna play it for a couple days, see how it feels then. But I'm thinking this will do as a stand-in so I can get kind of my piccolo chops up and then buy a nicer one at some point. But I've seen reviews of people who played this for a year and it worked fine for that duration. All right, I have ordered the Kessler Dark Lacquer Soprano. I got it for $520. Gotta put in an aggressive bid. And kind of played the waiting game and I got a good deal. I looked and these have sold for more than that typically. Like there was one that sold for $555 8 years ago. So I mean, this should be going for more. And they sell new for like $1,000 now and they used to sell for like $670 new. So I got a good deal on this, hoping it plays well and in tune. I've heard nothing but good about this brand. Like even though it's a Chinese import or Taiwanese or whatever. So we got the 3D printed mouthpiece we're gonna test it out on. I got some Van Doren 3 reeds. First, we're gonna need a little knife. Let's unbox this beauty. I like to purchase saxophones not based on aesthetics, but based on functionality. And this happened to be in a cool color for a good price. If it was a different lacquer color, like if it was just regular gold instead of dark lacquer, I would have still bought it if it were for a better price. Let's see it. Woo-hoo! Look at that. Get a little feel for this key action right here. Let's at least admire. I mean, it is a good looking instrument, I have to say. We may have gotten ourselves a smoking deal here. And this is a one-piece soprano. It has like a little neck joint there, but there's no screw. He did say the cork was a little old, and I mean, it appears to be perfectly fine. It doesn't look like super heavily contoured. I think it's just designed so that it sits in there really, really snugly, which is awesome. Well. $520, holy crap. Only thing to check is a tuner. Well, that's great news. It's actually really sharp, which means it doesn't play super flat like a lot of these cheap saxophones. All right, so now let me do a little review of all the instruments a couple months in. So first, with the soprano, I've made a few adjustments. First, with the 3D printed mouthpiece, the surface on which you would attach a mouthpiece patch, I found that mouthpiece patches would fall off after a little bit. So I had to sand down that surface more to get it smooth so that the patch would stick on better. And that hasn't given me any trouble since. A couple other adjustments to the soprano. So under the fork F, there was no cork, and that was causing none of the front keys to work. So I did a little amateur repair job where I put some cork under there. Also, with this alternate F sharp key right here, I found that my finger would be striking the key a little bit low. So I bent the key just a little bit so I'd hit it right in the middle, and that's been better. And then also, the other thing I noticed was the octave key mechanism was super tight, so I loosened up those springs, and it's been playing well. For the tenor, I haven't had to do as much. One thing I replaced was the thumb hook. I like having this flat style. I have it on my alto. Rulon Brown makes one, but I found this on eBay for $11. And it came unfinished, so I had to take a Dremel and smooth out the edge a little bit so it wouldn't cut my finger. But it's been serving me well other than that. And then another thing I've done to both the tenor and the soprano is on the high F sharp key, I've added Sugru, which is moldable glue that hardens into what shape you mold it into. I've added that to the high F sharp key for my tenor and soprano to raise it so that I can play it with this part of my finger instead of the tip of my finger. I like to have that for some altissimo things. I haven't messed with the Piccolo at all, but it's still working, and they're all still working. So that's my unboxing. Thank you for watching.